Good evening, everyone. We're going to talk about accounting and finance knowledge to manage personal and business finance. This is Mohammed Namees Ibrahim. I'm the lecturer for accounting and finance as well as a business subject at the Oxford Business College. Accounting and finance is very important and fundamental task to complete our day-to-day activities. Accounting and finance is not only recording the transactions, but also it provides the opportunity to understand what are the transactions we are doing. So if you go to the next slide, you will understand the first options, first thing we need to identify what is our goal. So as a student at OBC or anywhere or any jobs you do, we need to clearly understand, establish our goal. So what is our goal? Our goal in your life is important. As a student, you have started your foundation degree. Now you have completed your foundation degree, as well as you have been working. So if we ask ourselves what we were doing in 2019, is what was my job? I was an assistant manager or a team leader or a cashier. So what was my position? What was my role? So am I in the same work, same role? Am I doing the same work again? So what will be my work in 2021 and 2022? Where I am going to? So have I made an effort to enhance my skills, knowledge, and ability? This is really comes to our income because accounting and finance not only the recording it, here we're going to talk about how to enhance our income as well. So in the next slides as we're going to talk about budgeting, but we need to know about our skills, ability, and the knowledge. So what are the skills we gain? What are the skills we developed? What are the developed ability we have now? For example, many of you join here, our students, you have completed your foundation degree. So you achieved very good marks, you completed it. So have you thought about how to enhance your work based on the knowledge or the qualification you gained? So do we have a dream? If I ask you just for curiosity, if I ask you, anyone could make how what is our dream? Do we have a dream? So if we have a dream, how you could say this is my dream? So I will quote here, based on the scholar, dream is not you expect or it does not come while you sleep. The dream which prevent you to sleep. So if you have a dream to be an entrepreneur, dream to be a human resource manager, dream to be an accountant, or dream to be a financial analysis, or dream to be a business consultant, that should stop us to sleep. So first of all, before we're going to go into the finance and accounting side of it, we need to understand our goal. Our goal is important. Our goal has to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bounded. I want to be a human resource manager. Last time we had a conversation with our students, and they all have a dream, they all have a goal. But if I ask the questions, so when are you planning to achieve your goal? So when your goal going to achieved, when that will be achieved? So what is your next year plan? What is the what is your after 2 years? What is the plan you have? So here The main focus as a student, as a professionals, we need to understand that our goal, which is SMART goal. So the next slide, please. So if you go to the next slides, you will say, have we really think about your CV? Your CV is really important to portray your knowledge. So I have seen many CVs, and because part of my lectures, I always encourage our learners to update your CVs. The CV you have, check yourself now. The CV I have, when did I change last? When I have read it, when did I design it? Did I change it after passing my 4 modules in foundations? Did I add anything? Do I have a personal statement to my CV? So, ability we have, did we portray it right? The employer's assessment, whenever you are in the contract with the employer, you will have performance appraisals every 6 months in some organizations or once a year. So, have we done it? Have we done in a proper manner that performance appraisal? So, whether your CV reflect your learner journey, whatever you have developed, whatever you have achieved in your education, in your work, have you updated with your CV? It is really important because this is we are talking about our finance. So are, if we don't want to update our CV, so how other people going to know about ourselves? It is demonstrated by Johari Vinto, if you would have studied about it. So known to yourself, known to others. So known to yourself, do I realize that I have developed my ability? Do I realize that I have developed knowledge and skills? Yes, I have. Oh, what about others? What about my employer? Has he or she realized that I have gained as my superior, my manager, or my top management, or my SMT? Have they realized that I have developed my skills, knowledge, and ability? So, this is really important. So, I really encourage all the audience. Please remember to update your CV all the time and also your potential employer's requirement. This is what really happens. So nowadays, if you check, if you type it in, if you Google it, or if you go on any recruitment website, what they want is real CV. So they don't have much time to go through every single thing, whatever you provide. They just glance through your CV. So there is no second chance to make first impression. First impression should be the best impression. So the potential employer look into your CV. So your CV is a second part you need to develop. The third part I'm going to talk about budgeting. That's the next slide. We're going to talk about budgets. So budget is really important. So why budget is so important is we know what is our income. Do we know what is our expenses? How the expenses are changing? The first step to taking control of your finance is doing a budget. So in the olden days, is saying that you have to plan. Fail to plan is plan to fail. So if you have a clear budgeting, put your income. What are the income we have? So what are the expenses we have? It has to be clearly indicated. You would appreciate that every single year our earnings, our income through our self-employment or through our payee pay slips, the income is stable. What about our expenses? Is our needs and wants are changing or not? So the changes in expenses, but there is no change in income. So how that going to affect us? So this is what we need to have our budgeting. So next slide, we're going to talk about how to set up a budget, how that helps you. So first of all, you will see setting up a budget means you are less likely to end up in debts and less likely to caught up by unexpected cost, more likely to have good credit rating, more likely to accept it for mortgage, able to spot areas where you can make savings. So, for example, nowadays, the people are not managing their finance, not having their proper budgeting. What happens is they are rushing to get very challenging or high interest finance for their personal and business requirements. So it is where the problem comes in, our budgeting. So have we set up budget? It is very easy to set a budget. So what we need in our budget is the next slide we're going to talk about. What we need in our budgets. So what we need in our budgets, to get start our budget, we need our household bills, living cost, financial products such as insurance, family and friends, whatever the presents we are anticipated to buy, travel, what is just for our traveling and leisure, our holiday plans. So it is very simple to create a budget. So first you have to put what is my income for that particular month. Then you will have for 12 months. So what is my income, anticipated income? So what are my expenses? Which has to be clearly spelled out. Every single expenses you have to scrutinize. So household bills. So what are my household bills? How much I paid last month? We don't have time. We just always rush. We never have any opportunity or any chance to go through our bills, go through our direct debits. It comes to our bank and the bank pays them. So it is really important we scrutinize our bills, and also great portion to save up for holidays. New car if you want to buy, where are you going to get the money? You budget yourself now. So if you have a plan to buy a car, you put in a budget. Don't go for very high interest loan, which is going to always affect our progressions. So the point I am making here is, think about, spend at least 5 or 10 minutes a day. Think about our finance. I always would suggest to my students and the colleagues, everyone, do we have our time to plan for our future? So if you want to, just make a nice budget. You could do, in the next slides, we're going to talk about Excel sheet. So do we know over half of the UK households keep the regular budgets? More says it gives them peace of mind about how much they are spending and makes them feel better. So half of the UK, we are talking about 30 million people. So they have the budget. Do we have the budget? So it is really, you may think that, okay, it's so theoretical. In practical life, it's not possible, but it is possible. If you're going to study, read about the biography of the people who succeed in a business, everybody started with budgeting. Budgeting means how to enhance our income and how to decrease or minimize our expenses. So let's go to the next slide. So this is the main part of budgeting. So if you have ICT skills, for the budgeting, you will need spreadsheet, Excel, which is very easy to follow. Paper based is fine as well, but nowadays we developed. If you studied in foundation degree, you already know about Excel and how to create formulas. So create a budget for 1 month with the formulas, then copy to the next month and month after for 12 months. It is so easy. The main problem we have is we don't feel that we need to learn ICT skills so important. If you read, go to any website, recruitment website, you will see the requirement, job specification. Read it. What that says, certain qualification, degree in business management with ICT skills. So we are now have so much time in our hands. Many of us has lots of time in our hand during this pandemic period. So we feel boring, but have we invest our time to develop ICT skills? It is really important for ICT skill. We could have, we should use these ICT skills to develop our budget, not only budgets, but also in our day-to-day life. ICT skills is paramount and it is indispensable. So next we're going to talk about getting budget on track. So getting budget on track is really important. So why getting everyone involved in our household is important. So if you have household with the families or if you're alone, so we have to stick with our budget and let everybody understand the why we are doing budgeting in our households. So the purpose is this. Everybody feel for it that the budget is important, and also getting the household bills and your mortgage. There are lots of energy suppliers. There are so much competition going on. So we don't have time to talk, to negotiate with them. So every year you could have a chat with them, talk to them. Can you reduce our bill? Is there any options available? Nowadays, you may be receiving so many quotes. How to decrease the bills? So it is really important. We need to talk to our suppliers, talk to our providers, how best we could slash the cost, decrease the cost. And some of us, we having a very good, nice cars. Are we using wisely? So we could spend lots of money for transport. Is it really taking us where we supposed to be in the future? I want to be a human resource manager, as I said, our goal. So is what we do now, will that take me there? So in accounting, what we try to teach everyone is how to minimize the cost and how to enhance our income. So setting a saving goal is really important. So how much money I would like to save for this month? So you may think, oh, there is no possibility I could save. There is no such a possibility I could increase my income. Why is that? So why can't we increase our income? So that's what we're going to talk in next slide. So you know about your employer. I assume that many of you are under payee. Payee stand for pay as you earn. So you will receive a pay slips which has so many information, more than 12 to 15 informations you have. I likely touch upon is how they tax you, how they calculate the tax, how they pay the NA contributions. These are really important information you need to understand. So once you get the payslip, just read about it. It it has a text code, for example, 121250L. That means up to 12,500, you are exempted from tax. After that, you will be paying 20% of tax. So these are little informations which is necessary for you to understand. So sometime we get P60 every year. End of every financial year, we get P60. So why we need to have P60? That is a statement of you have been working. That is what you earn. So that is what the tax paid, what how much the NA paid, everything. That's a proof you have been working. And also, if you switch the job or if you quit the job, you left the job, so you will have P45. So when we leave any company or any organizations, so that P45 is really important to take it to the new employer. Why is that important? Is there is a tax code that is really important. If we give that P45 to the new employer, it is easy for them to register you on their payroll. So these are the information we need for accounting and finance. So rather just going and enroll with a new employer and start you working, then they need to register you at a basic rate. So if you provide them with the P45, which would facilitate you to enroll or start your job and paying your tax at the right amount, and also the career advancement strategy. So your employer always encourage CPD, continuous professional development. Once he starts to talk about career development plan, so what we do, we are not ready for it. We don't have time. Trust me, trust me, this is what we make lots of mistake on it. Career advancement strategy, the next promotions, when there is a performance appraisals, they will ask you what are the CPD you have completed, what are the competency you have gained. So today ask for pay rise. Yes, of course. If we could prove yourself, you have been learning, you have enhanced your ability, enhanced your knowledge and skills, and you have improved your leadership skills and teamwork, then you could ask for pay rise. How are we going to ask for pay rise? Here, the problem is we sit with certain organizational positions, we feel comfortable, we don't need to bother about anything else. This is 9 to 5 work. I go every single day and come back, but I don't care about anything else. It is not. Assess yourself. Assess yourself. How much value you are now. For example, you are working now £15 an hour or say 30,000 a year. Thus you started in 2018. What is your value now? You have been gaining more knowledge, skills, ability. The market value for you might have increased. So assess yourself. Ask yourself the question, what is my value? So you could really think about finding a way to assess yourself is apply for another company. It's not you are moving towards another company. Check it out. What is the job descriptions? What is the job specification? Do I qualified for that job? So what is the pay scales? So can I talk to my employer about my pay rise? It is really important. Why? Because we have a teamwork and leadership skills, communication skills, which you have gained not only in your workplace, but also our academic, our journey in OBC, Oxford Business College. You have gained these skills and ability. So, which definitely provide you an opportunity for you to enhance your work, which leads to pay rise. So let's go to the next slide. Now we're going to talk about business finance. So many of you have been asking you, so what's the difference between sole trader, partnership company, private limited company, public limited company? So what is freelance, payee, freelance, partnership? I don't understand this. So how that's so I'm going to describe one by one. First, I start with sole trader in the next slide. So sole trader is a one owner business. So, for example, if you go to the next slides, so sole trader is one boss or one owner business. So normally you will see the sole trader business everywhere. Very easy to start. Anybody could start up a business. If you want to start up a sole trader, just you could see the corner shops. One person, he or she is the one runs the business. So if you want to start a small scale of selling some item on online, for example, on Amazon or eBay, it could be a sole trader business. So here, what we need is we have some uh, our student as well as our audience. Some of you have different type of sole trader business. So what I would like to highlight on is what is our sales is really important. So our sales targets, so that has to be recorded. What is our cost of sales? Cost of sales, how much really cost us to make that sales? Then we will find the gross profit. After the gross profit, we minus overheads. Then we find the net profit. So this is sole trader. But however, how are we going to pay the tax? So this has to be declared to the HMRC. So you pay through with your income tax. So you don't need to disclose this on the company house anywhere because this is a sole trader. So the main point here is if you are a sole trader, always think about how to enhance into the next level. Why? So when you are in a sole trader, it's very difficult to compete in the market. So you need to have a different strategies, a different marketing techniques. So how I could enhance my sole trader business to next level. So the sole trader business where you need to have profit and loss account and balance sheet you will prepare normally. So sometimes the bookkeeping and accounting is very poor if you have a small businesses. Sometimes you may have a cleaning businesses, like you get a contract, different companies, different organizations. So you have a businesses. Now the main problem with a sole trader is they don't understand about the depreciation. What is depreciation? So, for example, if someone has a car, that's a car or van used for the business purposes, a van delivery. The van you bought for £10,000, so which your estimated lifetime is 10 years. So 10,000 would be sold, so or it could be scrapped. So every year you are allowed to have depreciation of £1,000. Some of you might have using your luxury cars for Uber drivers as a self-employed. So here you could put all the expenses, income you received minus all the expenses. Make sure that you rightly calculate your depreciation. What is depreciation is, for example, for particularly taxi or Uber service providers, we need to think about the car we use, the real value of the car every year that depreciates because of the usage, because of the value in the market, it goes down. So we need to think, we need to really assess how many percentage of value is going down. That has to be recorded as an expense, which in accounting we call it depreciation. So depreciation is expense after the gross profit. all other expenses such as petrol, insurance, whatever the expenses related to your business, then depreciation, the profit you're going to get after minus all the expenses is called net profit. So this is the net profit, real take-home profit. So which is the profit we're going to disclose, and you need to pay tax for it. So the next one we're going to talk about partnership. Partnership is a very good business. So you could join two to up to 20, 50 partnerships. So partnership written contract is very important. So source of finance you could gain from different partners like a lawyer, an accountant. They together they form a partnership, and profit and loss sharing is important. This has a limited and unlimited liability, which I need to talk about. So, for example, limited liability and unlimited liability. Limited liability is your liability is limited, but unlimited liability, your liability is unlimited. For example, if you are a sole trader, your liability is unlimited. What that means is if you had a bad sales or something went wrong or whatever, your business lost so much money, 50,000 you are owing to your suppliers, all other creditors. So you could sell all your items in your shop to pay that 50,000. But however, if you don't have much stock in your shop, if you are a sole trader, you paid your credit 50,000, you paid just say 30,000 through your shop, whatever you had, furniture you say you sold, the van you had, you sold, everything is sold, but remaining 20,000. That 20,000 is as a person you are liable. That is called unlimited liability. Say if you have your own car, own assets, you should sell those assets to pay that. A partnership also similar to that. But however, partnership you could have some partners limited liability and some partners unlimited liability. But now what happens? Some of our learners they have a family businesses, but make sure that we have a written contract. It's really important. So when it comes to partnership, it is really we started in good faith. Friends are started very nicely. It's fantastic. It's a nice because always two heads are better than one. But however, partnership agreement should be there in written format, which is really important. The next we're going to talk about limited liability company. So in next slides. So limited liability company is really important. So when you want to start a business with limited liability, then you are the next option you have is private limited company. What do you do for private limited company? Anyone can join. What is the minimum people required? One. So you need to register with company house. So minimizing your personal liability, professional status, separate legal entity, investment and lending opportunities, protecting a company name, tax efficiency, and planning. So private limited company is when your business is growing, it is really important. As I told you before, so I have been in consulting as a finance and also business development. I would like to share a story about this private limited company. A company in Asian country, they are importers. So a product they import, you wouldn't believe what product was it. It is in the bathroom you'll find toilet cover. You know the sheet, toilet sheet cover. We call sheet cover. So it's their normal business. So I was involved in that business as an advisor, as a development business development personnel. What I did was I checked with them, sat with them, went through their data. So what are the changes you could develop to this toilet cover sheet is a generic product. Everybody use it. So what is the impact you could bring? So this is what when you are a private limited company. So you have under your company, you have your accounts. Under your company, you have a logo, your company registered, everything you have. So you are unique. Okay. So what I provided is, okay, let's see what are the changes we could bring to this. Okay. So already some changes, soft closing. It closes softly, not going like a bank as usual before. It's soft closing. What are the changes? Okay, then with the director, we traveled to Malaysia. Malaysia, there is a big plant. You will see this heavy duty stuff there. So I went to them and I said, "Hey, can I see the production manager? I want to talk to you." Okay, the person came. I said, if I want to sell to the customer, I want to know how or why this customer should come to me rather going to somewhere else. So make a difference. Tell me something I could make a difference in this product. He said, I could make you one. Okay, tell me. I could make a seat cover where you could jump on, standing top of it and jump on. It's not going to break. Heavy duty, its cost is this, like for example, UK pound is around £6.80 or whatever. Of course, it's heavy duty. So check it, everything fine and imported. It went very good in Asian market. Now the accounts work, accounting. Okay, £6.80 in Malaysia. How much that will be in China? This is called costing. So mass production leads to less unit cost. With a sample, went to China. China, there are different areas, found the areas when they managed to reduce cost by 30%. So there are always avenues for the companies or the sole traders. But when you are a company, you could penetrate the market very easily because your company itself, an entity. Your company has so many advantage. You could sign contract in your company names. You could import on your name. You could export on your name. And also you could get source of finance from the banks, from any other people in your company name. So it is really important if you are thinking about the private limited company could be the right option for enhance your businesses. Now let's come to the accounting part of company. Private company and all accounts must be there. So you should prepare profit and loss account, balance sheet, as well as cash flow statements. So profit and loss account is very important. What is your profit? What is your cost of sales? What is your overheads? Then you calculate. So whatever the dividend you have, dividend in the sense how you share the profit to the shareholders. So private limited company, remember, they could sell their shares to the families and friends. We call them not the owner, shareholders. So sometimes most of our students confuse what is the difference between shareholders and the stakeholders. Shareholders are the people who bought the share in a company. Stakeholders are the people who are interested on the business. So for example, stakeholders might be the employees, senior management team, SMT, or your competitors, your suppliers, or the company house, and your accountant or the auditor. So here you could see that private limited company is private limited company. It's one person could start. You could sell your shares to your families and friends, and it gives a identity that your business is separate from the owner. So, and also I would like to say a few words about public limited company. So public limited company, Anyone, you could say, if you know any public limited company, you know many public you are dealing with. For example, many banks are Barclays Bank, uh, the other banks, whatever the bank we have, you are dealing with. All are PLC, public limited companies. When you come to supermarket, there are so many public limited companies. So, public limited company, the difference is public limited company could sell their shares to the public, and also they have to have audited accounts. The auditors has to come, and they have to provide true and fair statement about the accounts, and this account will be published in public limited company account. So this is another model we are talking about, public limited company. So accounting procedures, and there are so many stuff about public limited company. So for our students, so what I really need to emphasize is accounting and finance is not hard. So many of you might say that, oh, numbers, I don't like numbers. Numbers is always confuse me. Numbers, which in the from childhood, I don't want numbers. But trust me, accounting and finance is a very good career you could have. And also, whatever the field, it doesn't matter engineering or marketing or any field you talk about. When you go into the higher levels, like management, senior management levels, you need accounting. As a management or project manager, if you want to organize a project, you need to do how to calculate the cost, how to calculate the income, how to calculate expenditure. So how are we going to run these projects? So it doesn't matter any profession you do, anywhere you go. So I have been teaching for different uh, professions people, like for example, people from health and social care. When it comes to senior management level, they need to have accounting knowledge and finance knowledge, because if they want to run as a manager of a company or organizations, or say for example a branch of a particular company or organizations, so their budgeting, their finance is really important. So it is really important. I would like to emphasize everyone, don't think about numbers. Numbers, not like before. We understand the logic. Then we use the ICT to work all the calculations. So that is very easy nowadays. So you could go through accounting and finance in your studies as well. You will come across accounting and finance. For example, in year one, you're going to have financial decision making, which is very interesting subject. The next part I would like to emphasize is many of you have an ambition to become a entrepreneurs or business magnates. It's not going to start overnight, but however, you build up your skills and ability. How we going to use this data information to create our entrepreneurship, our business is really important. So, so finally, I would like to suggest everybody. So take your attitude or perception that numeracy or accounting or finance, it is hard. It may not need in my professions, which is not right. You need to learn about it, unless otherwise you want to stay in a bottom level employment opportunity. If you want to go on a hierarchy levels, you always need to enhance your numerical as well as accounting and finance knowledge. And also our Oxford Business College, we are providing extra support on your ICT school, ICT, numeracy, and also we have more tutorials available on these skills as well. So accounting and finance knowledge is really important, and also which provide you the confidence to make any decisions, buying a project or buying a shop or buying a business, whether it is right or wrong, which will be supported by your accounting and finance knowledge, With that one, I would like to take any questions if you have. Thank you very much for listening to me. And also, if you have, hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you could put it on a chat box. And I really appreciate that. Keep your knowledge on accounting and finance grow, and we will support you whatever the possible way we could. Thank you so much. Okay, so we all have learned interesting things from Mr. Nami. Great performance. Thank you very much for your comment, and we really uh, appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to do so on your chat box. It is really important that if you need any kind of questions, if you have. Okay, so and very interesting. Okay, thank you very much for that. Hope you got the point. Emphasizing, don't underestimate that accounting and finance never come, or you are not ready for it, but you are ready. You already done in your foundation degree as well, and that is you IBS. You learn about accounting and finance, so you will continuously learning. A positive mind. So I could see everyone. You're going to be a top level, management level profession you're going to take, or you're going to be a entrepreneurs at top level. So this accounting and finance knowledge always going to help you out. It is really important. So fantastic. How can I ask customers for more money? Okay. So it's basically it's really good questions. You are not directly asking for more money. So you need to continuously develop your product. So indirectly you develop your product, the money will come. So why I answer your questions? Why a customer should come to you? Why they have to come to you? So it is in our journey you will study about product life cycle. So be positive and enhance your product. Always enhance your product. You will see so many companies, they have been failed. Why? Because when our social need, we studied about Tesla, political, economical, social, technological, legal. These factors are changing, particularly social. What we wanted, what we needed last year or year before, we don't need them now. We need different things. We are not calling any trousers. We are calling chinos. So have we developed our product and services to cater cater customer needs and wants? So needs and wants is called social factor. Social factor is changing. You could talk about the customer needs, how that changed. So is our product and services are changing according to that. So then you could get more money from your customers. So you provide, it is not satisfying your customers. You delight your customers, you will get your money. So if you want to enhance your sales, more money from your customers, you delight them. How to delight them? Product development. Where the product development come from? Research and development. So it is really important. Don't keep the same product, same service all the time, but always make sure that your products are developed, always continuously developing. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. Good question. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, otherwise we conclude. Okay, thank you very much, everyone who joined with us and also supported this program. Fantastic. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night and enjoy the rest of the day. And God bless all. Thank you very much. Bye bye.